Welcome back to this I-24 News Evening Edition. This is the Daily Debate. 10 years ago, when the social network launched, the buzz slowly built by word of mouth. Today, the concept of Facebook is practically as natural a concept as books, magazines, and the internet itself. So, to mark the anniversary, of course, we will say happy birthday, we take a look at the many ways social networks changed our lives entirely, from basic communication to business and where it's going in the future. And joining me tonight is Ido Kenan from Haaretz Daily Newspaper. Good evening.
Hello.
Shalom. And Niv Elis, business reporter at the Jerusalem Post. Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I just told you shalom, so it's Hebrew. For a minute there, I was confused. So let's try. Some people are already saying goodbye to Facebook and not mazel tov, not saying congratulations and happy birthday, isn't it? But is it a time to actually say farewell to Facebook?
Not that fast. Even when social network starts declining, the size, the sheer size of it, of the users, is so big that it's going to take some time. But I think Facebook owners, investors shouldn't feel too comfortable about it. They should always think what the next thing is going to be and what is going to be more cool, more convenient. What happens is Facebook, like many other technologies, has become a part of our life, and then we don't see it as unique, as interesting. We just see it as something we do every day, and then something more exciting comes along, and it's gone.
And it's gone? And is it going to be gone?
I think that it's a little bit more
complicated.
Yeah, because Facebook is something that people are already invested in, and not just financially, but they already have their friends, they already have their profile. It's less compelling when there's something new and you have 5 friends on it or no friends on it to start it up. The fact that it's so entrenched means that they have a huge advantage, and they really defined the successful way. I mean, Facebook has been innovative over and over, and it hasn't been afraid to change, which has sometimes irked users. They said, "Oh, why are you changing this? This is so great." Yeah. And then eventually they came to realize that the changes were really great. And even today they came out with a brand new change. They came out with a brand new mobile app, which is really beautiful.
We just talked about it yesterday. It actually looks amazing.
Yeah, it's like Flipboard, but it's Facebook. So I think that they have a huge advantage, and it'll be very hard, even if there are new companies that are coming around and sort of chipping at the edges. It's sort of the big player in the room.
So we are talking about Facebook, but there are more companies in the field. We're talking about Mobley. We're talking about Instagram. We're talking about WhatsApp. We're talking about a lot of programs, apps that are competing with Facebook, and it seems that they're starting even to bite from the popularity of the network.
I think what social networks that want to become maybe a killer app for Facebook need to do, and what they are doing, is offering different experiences. Instagram, which was purchased by Facebook, is a stream of photos. Twitter is a stream of short text. WhatsApp is a chat room, but it's private. It's on your phone. Nobody else can see it. Nobody can search it. We have different experiences for
Maybe
different...
Snowden will say something else, you know.
Yeah, for different kinds of relationships. You talked about the assets, the investment people have in social networks. They had ICQ, they had email. Everything is interchangeable. You can move on when you're done with it, and move to the next thing, and your friends will come with you.
I will add, I have to say that this generation, and even the younger generation, get bored of very, very fast. So this generation is always looking for something new, another stage, to go up to something more interesting, something more...
Sure. But I mean, I don't want to say that it's impossible. I think that you're absolutely right. This is how technology works. We see giants come and giants fall. But there are some things that are entrenched in a way that are very hard to get rid of. So, you know, you have Snapchat now, which is sort of gets at Facebook because everyone's concerned about Facebook privacy. And Snapchat is just this thing that sends a message and then it disappears. It's not stored anywhere, and people like that.
So you're saying that basically it can stay like as a milestone?
I mean, look at Microsoft. No one thinks that Microsoft has done anything amazing and innovative. It's still a huge, successful, important company. And think of Office. You know, everyone still uses Word because even though Apple came in and with the iPad and the iPhone and everything, there's still a use to Microsoft and to Microsoft Office, and people still use it in businesses. And that's the kind of thing that's very difficult to displace unless something totally new and game-changing comes along.
You know, we're talking a lot about the isolation that it made our lives look. We're like isolated island, each and every one of us. We're always on our mobile phones. We're always looking, getting into Facebook. And it seems that it gives you, like, you know, it gives you the illusion that you're connected all over the world, but basically you're not. And I wonder, when will people start realizing that they're actually not connecting to anyone?
I think the future of our activities on the internet is going to be when the internet is transparent to us, like any other infrastructure. And it's going to be, it's getting closer and closer from this computer screen, the desktop, and then the laptop, and then the tablet or cellular phone, and then the Google Glass, which is right on your face. I think it's going to be immersed in your life, and then what you do with it will be part of your daily life and not sitting in front of a screen. So what will be important is the social network, the people who you have around you in that network, and the information, your files, your personal data that will be saved, kept on in the cloud. So whoever rules the cloud, I think, will rule the social networks, the internet, the gadgets, everything.
You don't feel alone sometimes?
Personally?
No, but just sitting in front of a computer and just looking at pictures and photos and words of somebody else.
You know, it's interesting. There's a sort of something that I've experienced personally is sort of like a Facebook bias, like a lopsided event where I'll see a friend that I haven't seen in 2 years and I'll say, "How are you doing? How's everything?" And I won't know anything about them, and they'll say, "Oh, I know that you were working in this job and that you did this thing, and I saw this picture of the vacation," because I post a lot and they don't. And I feel like I'm sharing and putting it out there, and people, my friends, feel like they're having a relationship with me, even if I'm not getting anything back.
You're hearing what you're saying. They feel like they're having a relationship with you, but actually they don't. And you're sharing, giving like this free information about your private life. And the key word here is private. We don't have any more private life, I think, with all the social networks. And I wonder if people of the society will get to a point where it will start claiming its privacy back.
It's very possible, and I think that Facebook has always gotten in trouble with the privacy. I mean, there's one story that I remember. I was an intern at the Treasury Department in the United States, and I went in and my boss was looking at resumes, and there was a resume of someone that had a law degree and a master's, and she said, "Yeah, this is a good resume, but I looked at her Facebook profile and meh, threw it in the trash." And it's the kind of thing that you know, people sometimes don't realize. I can't wait to see what presidential elections in the U.S. are like in 20 years and 30 years when you have everyone's Facebook histories. I mean, they're going to be vicious.
It's really worrying, because will it come up for a day that we won't leave our houses and just, you know, we saw the film with Joaquin Phoenix. There's this new film where a person is just sitting in front of a computer and connecting with this artificial intelligence that actually doesn't exist.
I think that we will see more. I think that that Facebook and other technologies are changing the way we perceive privacy. They're changing the way we perceive relationships. I think being on Facebook and writing something about what I'm doing or feeling, or I got married, or I have a new cat, and people can see it and just be with me without actually being with me. It seems lonely, but then again, a lot of people who I wouldn't have kept contact with still know what I'm doing and can just like chime in and say, I like your new cat, happy birthday. It's a different way of having a relationship. I don't think it comes as a replacement to regular relationships. I think it's a new kind of relationship.
And more than that, it's actually been documented. you document your life forever.
Yeah. You know, actually, to mark their 10-year anniversary, they have a look back feature that will make a little video or put together some clips. And it's amazing because they know, the things that people respond to that got 100 likes. So, I opened mine and it showed me these big events that I had in the last 5 years. And it's kind of amazing.
Amazing, or sometimes, there are things that you don't want to be remembered, that you don't want to remember. There are things that you posted that you forgot that you posted on Facebook, and they just...
There are even companies that are out there whose job it is to curate your social media profile when you're going out into the job market or where you're going. I'm sure that this happened, people who join campaigns go and expunge a lot of old tweets that they wrote and things like that to try to get rid of them, to say, well, this is the face that I put forward to the world, and I have to adjust what I have out there.
Do you think that Facebook one day will get to a point where it will have to give us back our privacy?
I think people will take their privacy back. There are tools to take your privacy back. They're just not the default. And also, I think privacy will change. I think if we have two candidates for presidency and both have embarrassing photos of themselves on Facebook, it changes the whole playground. So you can't really extort someone or make fun of a person for having something like that when everybody has it.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it changes the nature of the debate. And, I think that the one thing that we forget about Facebook is that before Facebook, people didn't have their real identities online. People had screen names. And I remember when I was growing up with AOL and, people were saying, oh, don't put your real name, don't put your real phone number. Facebook started in a bubble, in a college bubble that people trusted, and it slowly grew, and it created this culture where you put your real name, you put your real information, you put the way to contact you, and that's one of the reasons that it's really survived. Aside from being very innovative and, going with the times, it's also been the first time that people really were themselves on the internet and created their own identities.
I disagree. I think when you use your real name, your real picture, and your real biography, you wear a mask. You don't want people to know exactly who you are. You want to show a specific side of yourself. When you are anonymous or you have a nickname, an alter ego, you can allow yourself to be who you really are.
Or it's just a different side of you that you're showing.
Or the different side. I'm just trying, to think, because you're saying about privacy, and we're talking about privacy and putting your life out there, and I'm trying to think to get back to the first question, will Facebook or did Mark Zuckerberg even predict that this is the outcome that it's going to be from basically trying to impress the loved one?
I doubt that he saw it coming, because this wasn't the first social network. There were other social networks out there before. There was Friendster, and there was, I think, MySpace, which also had a moment where it was really huge and then declined. So I think that part of Facebook's success was that sort of culture it built, and part of it was innovative. It changed things. It came up with the news feed, where it took everyone's sort of stalkerish tendency and saying, oh, here's what everyone's doing all at once, and that became this place to look. I used to open Facebook here and there, and now every day, I have my email and my Facebook open.
You have your email, you have your Facebook, you have your daily newspapers and your daily ups, and more than that, maybe sometimes the scary thing is that Facebook reads our lives and actually give us some commercials and puts things that we're interested in, and sometimes I find myself with too much of clothes advertisement next to my but it actually gets into your inner details in life.
The Snowden documents showed cooperation between media companies, high-tech media companies, and the NSA. And I think what Facebook is doing is teaching us, is training us to waiver our privacy, to have everything.
I will continue listening to what you're saying. I'm sorry, we just have to go out for a break. We're going out, first of all, thank you, gentlemen, for coming.
Thank you very much for having
and
us.
We're going out for a small break, 10 minutes break, and then we will be back for the I-24 News one-on-one, an update from our news desk, and then we will be back.